Earlier today I had an interesting experience, well, a bad experience at the Rapids Express Car Wash, which is located here in Orange at the 2045 North Tustin Street in Orange, California. I normally go to this car wash, I don't know, maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. So just go in there for a quick wash. My 4Runner gets kind of dirty. We do a lot of driving. And this place is usually pretty quick, and it doesn't cost that much. I had paid cash on this particular instance, and funny thing is that the gentleman didn't give me a receipt. And when I stuck out my hand to get a receipt, he just kind of gave me a thumbs up and went back inside. So, oh well. But that I'll come back to later how that one turned out, how it affected this little experience. But as it was a normal car wash, at least the way it started, a normal experience. There was this Toyota, I think it was a Camry, that was ahead of me. I couldn't tell who it was. It looked like it was an older lady. I'm not exactly sure. But as most people who go to these car washes, you know that when they're leading you in, because you're the one that's driving it into the belt that pulls you along the car wash, you have to go on there slowly as they're waving you in, and then once your front tires get on the belt, then that's when you put it into neutral. And then after that, it's just supposed to pull you along because there's a belt, I believe, either on the left side or both sides, but I know on the left side underneath the car. And here you can see waving me in. They waved up the person in front, and you can see how she had her red lights, and then now she has no red lights. I'm not sure if she turned off her car. She's not supposed to, but the gentleman's waving me in. He tells me, like you normally put, stop, and then no brake, and put it in neutral. So that's what I had it in neutral, as I normally did. And from here on, it was going just as a regular car wash. On my 4Runner, I usually just kind of pay attention to the side mirrors, those kind of rotating brushes that you see right now on the right and left. They sometimes will extend the side mirrors and extend them out and back. But so I'm usually just looking for that, just make sure that it doesn't bust anything. And as usual, everything's going fine. But then something happened like a little bit towards the end of the car wash, and you'll be able to see right now. After I go through the rinse, and it's just throwing water on me, the car in front of me, which is maybe, I would say, 4-5 feet apart, they usually put us, each car really close to each other, which I don't understand why. Maybe to fit more people or more cars. But anyway, you can see the car in front of me is there. She is already getting to the end of the car wash, and she soon will be getting a green light saying her to go, because that means her front tires have already reached the end of the of the belt and is on pavement. Well, you'll see right now, you see the red lights, and the red lights is going, and what's happening is the car's not moving, but I'm being pushed forward by the belt, and I'm honking. And if you can hear it, I was honking and honking and honking because the drive belt was still pushing me towards her car. And it wasn't until I was honking that they actually stopped it. And then once it stopped, the lady either turned on her car, or I don't know what she did, but she was able to go forward. And actually, she just left. She didn't stick around. I mean, my car had pushed her forward, and I guess she realized that she made an error and didn't want to stick around. So she took off, but I was still stuck in there, and I couldn't go after her or ask her what happened or anything. And nobody came either. None of the workers came over, nothing. They just turned on the belt again to, hey, got to keep making more money. So I guess they just pushed me through. And I was a little bit shocked, because if I hadn't honked, they wouldn't have stopped it, and the car behind me would have then hit me as well. It would have been a little kind of collision there. And so I went around, and I look over, and I'm looking for the lady, and nope, the lady, Toyota Camry, can't be found anywhere. She probably just took off, didn't go to the right to try to clean her car or anything like that. In this particular car wash, you have to go around on the right here, as you can see, and so I'm hurrying up because I want to go look and see if I can find the lady at in the vacuum areas, like where the people are cleaning up their vacuum, and also to talk to the manager. And I was expecting somebody to be there, right here, and nope, nobody's there. There wasn't anybody. You see a gentleman finally kind of come out, and he wasn't coming towards me. I had to go towards him and say, "Hey, what's going on?" And what the hell just happened? And he was like, "What? What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Well, didn't you guys hear me honk? Obviously, you heard something because you turned off the machine." And he went on to say that their employee was being asked another question, and so didn't look at the camera and didn't know what was going on, and that they stopped it when they heard the honking. And I could see it. I was pretty upset. The gentleman there apparently turned out to be the manager, but he really didn't seem to really be that concerned about it. I guess maybe this happens pretty often at these places. I didn't think they did, but I guess they do. They make a big, I think the big issue at these type of car washes is that when you're getting onto the belt, they have a worker there telling you, put it in neutral, stop, and guiding you in. But they don't have anybody at the end to help people get out. Because you have it in neutral, they're just assuming that you're going to know that that you have to put it back into drive and then drive out of there. So there's no way for anybody to help them at the end other than just honk, or after when the cars hit each other, which isn't the case. This is what happened now. And I told that to the manager there, and he went on to say that they did have cameras. And that they had cameras, and I told him, well, I had a camera too. I had it on my dash cam. And he really didn't seem to care, other than to say, well, if you want to make a claim, that's it. You want to make a claim, otherwise, what do you want us to do? That was his reaction to the whole situation. I told him, well, if you're telling me you had cameras, why didn't you stop it before our cars hit? And his only excuse was that the worker was being asked another question and wasn't looking, and that was it. When I filled out the form, there was the claim form. There was a section on there where it said that what's the receipt number or something like that. And I told them, I go, you know what? I didn't get a receipt. They didn't give me a receipt. I paid in cash, and I don't have a receipt. And so he said, well, I'll go get the receipt for you. I'll go inside. He went inside, was in there for another few minutes, came back out and said, oh, sorry, we couldn't find your receipt. And he goes, usually we find it from your driver's license, not driver's license, your license plate from the car. And this time it didn't record it. And I go, well, I paid cash. The guy was there and he just gave me a thumbs up. So I don't know. I told him this, I don't know what he did with the money, but I gave him $6 and I have video to prove that I went through your car wash. And he just said, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Just file your claim and that's it. Call back in 5 days. The damage in the front was just scratches, but still, it's scratches that I didn't have when I went there. But I guess these are the kind of things that can happen at these type of rapid express car washes. They put the cars so close together and they don't have anybody at the end to really help them, help the customer pull out or to stop the machine in time before accidents like this happened. And from the way the manager was speaking to me, it seemed like this was pretty common that it happens. He didn't really seem that worried. So in my estimation of, well, at least the way I see it is it probably happens more often than we actually realize. So that's all. Just wanted to show what had happened today. And so be careful, even though they're waving you in when you're going to one of these car washes and they want you to be 4 feet apart. No, you wait. You give yourself a good 10 feet distance, because you never know what the person in front of you, and you never know what the person behind you too. But in my case, it was the car in front of me that didn't know how to get out of the belt that was keeping her from going forward. Okay, that's all. Thank you.